Oh, but I'm muted. Oh, but you don't even know because you don't have headphones on.
Oh, I hear you now.
Okay. Will you put in your headphones?
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder what that is. A package. Anyways, I don't know how to play this game on PC, but I'm gonna find out. Where are your headphones? Oh, I think they're on top of the PC.
Oh. Let's build Ayaka.
Ah! Okay. Oh, no, I think yours connected to the PC.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
That's okay. How's the audio? Okay. Is the game audio a little loud? Is all the audio a little loud? Okay. Alright, then I'm gonna go over to this side briefly. And you let me know if this is better. Is that better?
Pretty laggy.
Oh no!
Go.
Okay.
But I can hear you pretty well.
Okay, that's good news. At least. I can't type yet.
You can't type yet?
No, that is what our friend has said. Okay, when you notice, will you tell me if the audio is better now? I assume it's a little hard to tell. Just let me know if the audio is better now.
I feel like it is.
Okay, that's good news. I really don't know how to play this game.
Embrace the ice.
I don't think we have any wishes, which is unfortunate. It's actually funny that I'm building Ayaka because Ayaka is running right now.
We didn't need her, we already had her.
It's true. And I want Navia, I will say. But I do think my dear sister would kill me if I pulled her. Anyways, I guess we should build Ayaka today. I have to figure out how to build characters on PC. I could just use a controller, but I think that would be showing weakness, so I won't be doing that. Her weapon's really close to level 90, she's really close to level 90. Just gotta get the rest of that material. Her artifacts are also all pretty good. Her talents could use work. Everyone's talents could use work. They're all embarrassing. Ayaka really not my favorite character, but we don't have anyone cry on our team, unfortunately. So she is a necessary evil.
She is not evil. She's a very nice woman.
That's what her brother would say. Nobody else.
We don't speak his name.
It's nice being on PC and being able to just click through all these pages, though I am ignoring them. Like, do we get this Zhongli outfit? Where is this Zhongli outfit? Did you see it?
Yeah, I've seen it. What the heck? I want it.
It's really good. I do think that if I get Ayaka built, I deserve to buy her beautiful skin.
Alright.
I was just talking trash, but I do deserve it.
Right. My apologies.
What if M takes me to the map? It does. That makes a lot of sense. Probably have a bunch of things to claim in the Serenity Teapot.
This realm is truly beginning to thrive.
I don't know if this is a resource many people use, the Serenity Teapot, but I feel like it is my secret weapon at all times. Let's try and get her to level 90.
Where is she at right now?
She's a level 88. So she's very close.
If you
I bet there are lots of different shortcut buttons, and I just don't know what any of them are. C is character. That does make sense. Let's see if that was enough.
A blade embraces its duty, as a jeweler
Oh, no.
cherishes their gems.
Did not even get her to level 89, but it's a start. Okay. Back to the map. What shall we do? First, let me see if I can craft some lovely resin. Also, thank you, Space Laura and Melancholica, for the follows. Much appreciated. Welcome to the community. Oh no. Every time I click away from Genshin, it gives me a black screen, which is too bad. I don't like that so much. But I don't know how to fix that yet, so we gonna live with it. Okay, we have some resin. I kind of just want to click all the buttons and find out what they all do. Okay, that's that. R doesn't do anything, T doesn't do anything, Y, U, I. O takes me to my friends. P? Nope. O? This is G for guide. Okay. J was J quest? It is. Alright. I have many quests. I have much to do. Much left undone. Really the most glaring is the fact that I haven't been working on Fontaine, which I know a lot of people actually really like, but I don't know. Hard to follow Sumeru. I really liked it. Hated the desert. Okay, I already tried J. Yes, I remember that. K, L, L. L is party. See a screenshot. Okay, will not be saving. C is character must be discovered. B is my inventory. Okay. My resins. Hey, I have some wishes. Maybe we will be gambling today. Maybe we will. And then I was back. Okay.
This is a gambling stream.
This is a gambling stream. Is W? You'd think that W would be wish, but I understand why it isn't. Because you needed to walk as well. Well, there's probably one for wish, but I don't know what it is. Let's go there and let's do some pulls. That's the right way to start a stream. It's trash. We don't have enough to do a 10 pull. We're just gonna have to do singles. Too bad.
When do we have enough to do that? Tell me that.
I don't know, sometimes. On a special day. It's okay. Oh no, I think we got her. Oh no, it's Tainari! We got Tainari!
Wow, good luck. First stream, we got him, boys.
Streamer's luck. Oh my god. I've wanted Tainari for so long because he's the father of my beautiful Kale. She's my favorite. If only we had Sino.
Then we'd have the other father. Whole family.
Whole family. Now we just have a single dad.
We got a single
Tainari.
dad. Single dads in the chat.
Single dads in the chat, say hey. I'll keep pulling. I'm like really not trying to get. Oh. Space Laura, I see you are a single dad. Okay. I'm happy for you. I didn't need you to confirm your parenthood status, but.
I'm a single dad and I love mine. Son.
Okay, one more. I do think pulling Navia would upset my sister, so like I'm not trying to do it, but.
But you are.
But I like to know who I could have if I tried. Let's get a standard banner wish, you know? Keep it simple. Not upset anybody. Okay. Nothing special. But hey, we have Tainari! That's huge!
Okay. Change your title. Now you're building Tainari.
This is now a Tainari stream?
Yeah.
He's beautiful! I love him! Cute man. Cute little baby man. I don't know if I have anything for him at all. Don't have a clue. But I do know that I love him. And that's all that matters.
If you press a leaf between dry sheets of paper, you can make an attractive and handy bookmark. I applied a plant-based waterproofing oil to my tail. One swish, and it's dry.
Good for you, man.
I don't see weather like this very often. Oh, are you cold? If you want, you can tuck your hands into my tail.
Here is Laura, my girlfriend and wife. What is this that you're eating?
Jug.
Oh, you got jug?
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't tell me what you got.
Yeah, and now I have a whole bucket of it, so
Wow.
that's good.
Congratulations on the jug bucket.
Jug bucket.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
Now we don't even need to make ham jug, but we still can.
But we still can.
We got a whole ham for Christmas, whole Christmas ham, and we're nervous to make it, and it's a lot of food, and we're anticipating having to make a bunch of jug with it.
It's 9 pounds for
Is it?
2 people.
It is 9 pounds for 2 people. I'm excited. I also want to make some sandwiches. Yeah, so I'm very happy we have Tainari. I admittedly am not the best Genshin builder, so I usually just look up builds online for my characters, and we will be looking at a build for him. I see his birthday is coming up.
Oh, dang.
It's not yet. It's in, what is that? 5 days? 6 days? Pretty soon. Good for him. We can also go to the Battle Pass. I used to always buy the... I didn't used to always buy the Battle Pass. I used to occasionally buy the Battle Pass. Not so much anymore. My most built girly is Queen Kokomi. I love her very much. She's very important. But it's been a while since I built someone to real completion in that same way. This is cute. Again, don't know nothing about Fontaine So I don't know nothing about all this, but they look good. Ayaka looks good. Navia, ooh, okay. Mr. Zhongli in this outfit, who knows what he's doing. I claimed this reward. It's a furnishing, I see. Okay, so I can put it in my teapot. Honestly, I will be doing that.
Can you try Navia's trial?
I would like to do that. Yes. And there's more TCG. I'm a big TCG fan. Big fan of TCG. And I love the new cards, especially the Senora one. She's looking good. Alright, let's try Navia. Again, don't know how to play this game on PC, so it's going to be a little rough. Just gotta accept that. But, oh my god, her hair and her dress. Like, why is she so beautiful? But we have a lot of Geo characters. A lot of people think Geo is underrated, and I can't agree with them.
Attack! That's the way.
So when I don't love Bennett, not a Bennett fan.
Teamwork is dreamwork. Your life is mine. Ow! I'm fine. Fire! Well, with
Her ult is beautiful. Oh, Xiangling.
nice
We have Xiangling built.
Eat this!
Ruin guard. She is her weapon is actually like
Oh!
a big axe. It's really pretty.
It's greatsword and gun.
Where'd that come
Great
from?
sword and gun.
Ah,
She is gonna die on my watch though. I really need to whip up Bennett.
I'm going in.
Just all up in this Ruin guard's crotch. Get out of my oh.
Oh. Alright.
Don't.
Well, at least it was Bennett.
I'm not gonna do that right now then. Let's get out of here. At least it was Bennett. I don't feel so bad about him falling off the map. Embarrassing for him and not me. I had nothing to do with it. Like, do I really want to do my commissions now? What do I want to do with you, Ayaka? I just crafted some resin. Why don't we go do some of these ley lines? Meanings.
We could always go violet grass hunting.
I don't want to do that.
I don't either.
We hate to hunt for violet grass. We've built too many characters that need violet grass.
What are we doing? Why don't you put my man on screen?
Oh my. Baiju ain't even in the party.
Put him on!
This
Put
is
him
so
on.
embarrassing. Okay, one of these buttons was for character groupings. It wasn't J. Was it L? Party info? Yeah. Good guess. We have a bunch of random parties.
Gay man.
Oh, gay man is definitely our best party, I will say.
This is gay man.
Unfortunately for Tainari, I don't think he's gayer than any of these men, but I wish that he was because I want him to be here.
Well, we could also have gay boy team. Or bi
That's
boy
true. I forget he is also a boy, not a man. These are the men's.
men.
We recently got New Violet, and he is not built. We have not done any work on him. Also, Kave's here, and Kave is not built at all.
But he is. Oh, I don't know who's the gayest. I feel like Baiju takes that.
Baiju's really gay, and we love him for that. I will do a Baiju party though. I don't have any set up, but I'll put one together with Ayaka since we're building her, obviously. Maybe we'll kick out Chi-Chi. And we'll bring in Baiju.
Time for a house call.
Looking very slayful today, sir. And
Wow.
who else would work well with you guys? I mean, Zhongli is not a bad addition. I might bring Albedo, you know?
Let's investigate this further.
Let's be crazy. Let's bring Albedo.
Gay man, ace boy.
Gay man, ace boy. He is the ace boy of Genshin. Alright, I'll pull him out.
Wow!
flex him. There he is.
My God.
In all his glory. He's not finished being built either, so like really I could focus on him, but I'm not doing that. Anyways, I'm not trying to be distracted. I'm trying to go do this line right now.
Let him cough.
Let him cough. God! The Baiju cough!
It's iconic!
It's what he's known for, everybody. The Baiju cough.
You're open.
Ah. And of course I'm looking at other things. I'm being distracted.
A bitter pill to swallow.
He can wipe these guys out on his own because he is Baiju.
It's true.
Oh, I see that this button is run. Oh. Okay. I'm getting it. It's gonna take me some time, but I'm getting it.
Whirling snow.
I have her ult.
Sakura swirl.
I am gonna have to like stare down at the keyboard a lot, which is kind of embarrassing.
Witness my great undertaking.
But I'm just starting out. I'm just getting used to it.
Covenant of the Deep.
Done.
Gonna do one over here. Get this guy. Great. Picking stuff up. Picking stuff up. Oh. Okay, don't have enough original rather than yeah, we'll use our condensed. And we will give this all to Ms. Ayaka. Hopefully this is gonna get us up to 90.
A blade embraces
There we
its
go.
duty.
Oh my god, but I'm
As
too
a
poor!
jeweler cherishes their gems.
No,
I'm too poor. Now I gotta do a money lay line because I'm super poor. It's very
You know who's
embarrassing.
really good at doing money?
Baiju?
Yeah.
Sorry, you're gonna have a black screen for 1 second because I gotta look at something. I just wanna move things around over here. I didn't want to do that though, I just wanted to move this here. Alright, thank you for your patience. And now we will go to a ley line to get some money with Baiju in the party.
Yes.
Because we have some bossy people around.
Listen.
One bossy person in particular.
Listen. He deserves the world and he's doing you a favor.
That's what some people think. That's what some people like to say.
How dare you?
Baiju Goblin. It's the Baiju Goblin, help. Okay, I have to remember that I can run.
Let's move out.
Nice. I'm so pro. I figured it all out now. Do, do, do. Oh. Get down, girl. Girl, get down. There we go. Okay.
Take flight.
I recently built a PC that I'm playing this on, and before that I have only ever had consoles, so that's why I do not know how to mouse and keyboard. I have no experience.
Feel this ancient power.
Is everything still okay for you? Did it disappear? No? My screen went black.
This is nothing.
Oh, sorry, Baiju. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Baiju, I'm
Taking
sorry.
the turn for the better.
Okay. Sorry, my second screen went dark. I didn't know what I was doing. Anyways, Luckily, I have a great healing party, so I don't have to worry about a thing. Coco and Baiju are taking care of me.
Genshin is healing.
Genshin is healing. But truthfully, healers are my favorite in this game. They're just the best. Here's my resin. Now I am rich. And I will keep working on my girl. My cryo queen. Nice. Okay. That's significant progress. Maybe now we go do another ley line. Getting our business in. I was gonna say we're doing our dailies, but we're not, because if we were doing dailies, it would be commissions, and I don't really want to do that. I really like the new system where now you can do other things and they count as commissions, but I haven't played a lot since that came out, so I don't know exactly how it works. Kokomi, just look at the skyline for a moment. Okay. I don't really know how to glide right now. It's kind of a problem. I will fight this Ruin Guard. I feel like I often need Ruin Guard parts. So when I see one, I kind of like to fight them, even though they're annoying. Plus, I have Ayaka right now. Ice and water. They're perfect. I'm sorry, what did you say, man?
Like, if you double spacebar, so double jump.
Oh, that's a good idea. I will try that for glide.
Coming to be.
Coming to be. Albedo is more so Laura's character than mine. This is kind of our shared Genshin account. So some of the children here are hers and some of them are mine. Some of them we share custody. Okay, I did that. I forgot I was trying to go to this ley line. Oh, I'm not going to that ley line. That ley line is in a really weird place. We're gonna do a different one. Or maybe I'll just go to it from this location. I think that'd be easier. Wolvendom, home of everyone's favorite razor. Okay, I'm remembering how to run. Really true. Sometimes I wish they would just stay dead because I don't need them for anything anymore. Something I'm not sure about is if in Fontaine, when you finish the statues, if you can get more stamina from that region. Or honestly, Sumeru, like, did I get more stamina from Sumeru, or was that just a leeway Mondstadt type of thing? But I would like some more stamina. I know I'm not at full. It'd be great if you could get all the regions eventually and just like have a full stamina bar. You'd just never run out. It's very luxurious.
So rude. Bring refuge.
Yeah, I got good. Just get back up. Let's keep it going.
This is nothing.
Okay, another Ruin Guard dead. Loving these chaos circuits and chaos devices. I eat them up.
Loving this chaos.
Loving this chaos. I feel like I might have a bunch of unused resin. I'm forgetting what they're called. I feel like frozen resin. It's not called that, but in my mind it's like it's in a freezer. Pull it out when you need it. Okay, girl. How far can we get you?
A blade embraces
Not full, but
its
very
duty,
close.
as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
And I wonder if I can enhance her weapon or anything at all. 1 star, 3 star. Oh, we got some stuff from when we wished earlier. Only a little. Once weapons get up to like above 80, it takes forever. Really 4 star and under is fine. Okay, I'll give that a tiny bit. I have 1,000,000 5-star artifacts that are not in use, but I never want to use them because what if one of them is perfect for a character that isn't out yet? What's nice is that I've probably got a good set somewhere in there for Tainari. Helpful. But yeah, I'm never willing to sacrifice my artifacts, unfortunately. For them and for me, because then I would be able to level earlier. Hilly Trust, I would love it if you didn't see me, but you do. Why don't you come join the battle? Come have a good time.
Remember, health comes first.
Baiju, when's the cough?
I know. He's so well right now. Because I know.
He's so healthy.
You will see now.
I'm having him take out these guys all on his own. He doesn't need any help. Really, it's just because I want him to cough. I'll be honest.
You have to spiritual.
Oh, he doesn't have like a combat cough?
I think he has a yell.
He wasn't getting hurt enough to be doing that. Unfortunately. Got some little hilly troll mage or something around. Watching me out behind this hill. Got him. I figured for my first stream I would play Genshin, a game I've played quite a lot, but in general the first game I want to play on here is Stray. Very excited about it. I haven't played it before. And it's got a little cat and I love a little cat. And robots. I want to get to know those robots. I want us to become friends.
Embraces its duty, as a jeweler cherishes their gems.
And she's at level 90. Congratulations, Miss Ayaka.
Beautiful.
We love to see it. Imagine if she looked like this, though. That'd be nice.
Ah!
She looks kind of pretty. She's got the Inazuma wings on right now. And okay, that's good. That's satisfying. Is there anything we could do for her talents today? It is not a Friday or a Sunday. It's a Saturday, so no, not today. We could do stuff that gives us artifacts to kind of build those up a little bit. Same with weapon materials. But getting her to 90, very exciting.
As a jeweler cherishes their gems.
Looking at her details, I feel like our crit damage, great. Her crit rate could be higher. I wish it was closer to like 40, but it's still very good. Energy recharge, great. Got okay damage bonuses. I kind of wish she had more. Oh, she does have a good cryo damage bonus. I don't have a lot to complain about with her. I think she's looking pretty good. Maybe it'd be nice if her HP was higher. She's a little bit weak, but I have some great healers, and I have Zhongli, so...
Your publishing house
I'm
has
generally
released numerous
happy.
works that lay out military strategy in a simple and pragmatic way. Those are...
Maybe we will in fact do some Fontaine quests. I wasn't sure because I've done a little bit of them, but not a lot. We can also do this, but I feel like jumping into the event quest, maybe not the move when I haven't done a lot of Fontaine. During the Fontainalia festival, children carry baskets and head up and down the streets asking for candies. Candies. Laura hates candy.
I hate
Big
candy.
Laura fact. As you roam the vibrant, festive streets, you might just meet some familiar faces. So it's like hanging out with all the characters that we haven't got to know because we haven't played it. You do get Fontaine mousse, an exclusive recipe, I assume. And some Primo-Gimos and stuff. So that would be nice. But
To survive hardship, you must
maybe we'll
prepare
do some
for
main
hardship.
story quest stuff first, and then we could move into the event quest if that's not keeping our attention. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's good stuff in those there Fontaine quests that I just haven't gotten to yet. If I remember correctly, we're like in a trial right now, which is tough. Linny and Lynette just did a magic trick for, what's her name? Farina,
Yeah.
Ms. Archon, and a random girl who helped went missing or died. No, she literally died. And
One
she
of
not?
the, she went missing, but one of the stagehands died. Like the box.
yeah, one of the stagehands died. Sorry, I'm also gonna eat this pretzel.
You're around.
So there's been a death. We gotta figure out what happened. It's silly, I got to that, which was kind of a climactic moment, and then I was like, I'm okay. But I've heard that the investigating and case stuff is interesting, so I'd like to check it out. Use perception skill.
Roll perception.
Roll for a perception check. Look for clues inside the Opera House. 0 of 3. Case records can be opened quickly while navigating a quest in investigation mode. I've heard this mode compared to Danganronpa, which is a series that I have enjoyed a lot. So I'd like to see if that's true.
Yes, both of you. Over here. I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now. Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula? From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it.
Is she the mob? Is she a mobster? Who are these people?
Is she their mom?
Is she their mom? Are those her little babies? They look just like her. This one's an old man on the left.
That's his mom.
Oh my god, that's his mama. Interesting. Also, Melon, I see your text. I'm sorry about your number being locked. I hope that you can get your Twitch issues resolved. Good luck. And yeah, they have some tough rules about that these days. Anyways, back to the mobsters.
And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president. Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
Huh? Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So you want to investigate as well, she asks?
That's right.
Miss
I've always
Haggy.
kept
We were
an
playing
eye
as
on serial
Haggy.
disappearance cases.
That's our
My
traveler
interest
name.
stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too. That's why we're looking for clues now. But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Okay, that was very dick and romp of her putting her arm out.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro-Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her. All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
I still can't get over Paimon's little glasses and mustache. They're so funny.
And why would that be?
She's giving 2010.
Oh
She is! She looks like she's got the mustache tattoo.
no! Oh no!
Anyways, what will I say to Ms. Navia? Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside, or something serious like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment. Okay, kind of samey answers. Also, the lighting just changed dramatically in the game. I guess it changed times of day in Genshin. I'll say second one.
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
We're freaks, we're
Most
weirdos.
astute of you, demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most excellent. No matter how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant. Sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
That's more like it.
Love the little guy in the background. Little cute guy. Looking like a melon.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
This guy is giving me Felix from Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh my.
Like, do you see it?
I do.
The
see
low
it.
pony, the bang, the dark blue, almost black hair.
The disgusting hat.
The disgusting
Never worn a
hat!
But if he did, it would look like
It
this.
would absolutely look like this. Anyways, I can't believe Navi is his mom.
I have nothing to add.
Oh, alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
Alright, so we made a deal with a mob boss to keep an eye on things for her. We love her two sons. It's funny that Silver, this one's named Silver and not Melus over here. Melus. Because he's a silver fox.
Whoa.
This This guy's just Felix. Okay, anyways. Glad we talked to them. We are looking for clues. I like this ominous music. Nice. Our friends, Linny, Lynette.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Alright. I guess it is mostly Linny who's in trouble right now because this is kind of his magic trick. Oh, that was jumping. I can click. Oh. I can scroll through them. Interesting. Okay. Linny.
Lenny's still talking to the guards.
Ah, I see. I
think
can't
someone
talk
will
to
be
him at
assigned to
all.
monitor us.
Just Miss Lynette. I would love to build Lynette, by the way. My sister has Linny, and I'm very jealous. I think he is a stylish fella. He would definitely be on... I don't know if he'd be on gay boy team or bisexual boy team.
I don't know either.
I think he's bi.
I think he is.
I think he's a bi boy.
His little shorts. They're giving by.
They're giving bi. And I love that for him. Oh. Looking for clues. I don't know that talking to anybody seems like it would be very helpful. We've got some like little markers on the mini-map. We can try looking around on the stage. Ismond?
Go ahead, have a look around. In the end, we're both after the truth.
Esmond didn't have very much to say, no. Oh, investigate button.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
So either Linny didn't realize this was a safety concern, or...
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
I mean, this is an investigation.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
Seems to be flammable, like a type of flash cotton.
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait, why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
I wish Paimon would pull out a little notepad and start scribbling. Special rope. This rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were being launched on stage. The investigation has shown that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material. Very suspicious. Doesn't look super good for Mr. Linny, unless somebody else set up the rope. But I don't know. I wonder if there's a different spot around this. Sorry, Esmond, I'm just running into your head. Excuse me. Oh, I can examine this. The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. Concerning. This also kind of reminds me of in Danganronpa, I think it was the third one, how there was specifically like a magic trick quest or a chapter. I feel like that was the chapter 3 murder, but I can't completely remember. But it was cool. It reminds me of this. I can see the inspiration. Examine white line. This is where the magic box was struck. If Cowell weren't inside the box at that moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. Tough for that guy. Okay, so I examined that. Seems like maybe we've checked out the box. Still haven't technically found any clues, which is interesting. I wonder what else there is to see. Maybe we should talk to Vaughn and Quentin.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Thanks, sorry to bother you.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
Random number selector. This device was used during Linny's magic performance to choose a lucky member of the audience. However, the guards have found that it will generate the exact same number no matter what. Clearly, someone has tampered with it. I agree that that doesn't look so good for Mr. Linny. But he must be being set up, right? I know some spoilers about the story, so I'd say I'm suspicious of him right now. I don't know how things are gonna unfold, but got my eye on that guy, even though I like him and I think he's bi. Can I talk to these people? I can't talk to them. Okay. We named our traveler Hagi after our friend's D&D character. I think it suits Lumine here very well. When I was in Japan recently, I happened to see the Ether figure at the Animate store.
The gas.
But I didn't see Lumine. I don't play with Ether, so I didn't want to buy him, but it would have been cool to buy one of them. Okay, maybe there weren't any clues in there. Maybe I'll talk to Navi again.
Speaking of that, I think magic shows would be very popular in Poisson.
Okay.
I can see that. Maybe I should try to learn some magic. If I could make things disappear, cleaning my room would be a cinch.
You need not worry about such things, demoiselle. That falls under my duties.
Oh, right.
Okay, they didn't have much else to say. Continuing on. Tristane.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Yes. After the Chief Justice gave the order, everyone coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection. So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then, either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melusines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
I don't know, that's if we're trusting Tristane, which I would say I'm not so much. Being a little suspicious, saying you weren't getting up for any of the applause. Didn't have to say it like that.
Alright, thank you for your help. This'll be useful info.
Entrances and exits to the Opera House. No one left the Opera House during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. Okay. That's a clue! Hey! We got one of them! Did the other two not count? I feel like we wrote them down. I wonder if we'll find anything on the second floor. We can go in? Yes. It's pretty from here. Nice view. I wonder if the girl's seat was up here, if it was down there. I feel like that would be a good clue location. I would assume some guards will be sitting near it. I was hoping there'd be like a hidden chest over here. I swear, Genshin used to have way more hidden chests than it does now. We're being gypped in Fontaine.
I agree.
Doesn't seem like very much is going on up here. So what am I missing? Oh, what does the E button say? It says to go down there. The question is, can I jump down? Oh, I can. Oh yeah, it was double spacebar, Laura, you were right. Genshin Pro over here. Examine magic box. Looks like an ordinary box, but Linny somehow moved instantly from the stage to being inside of it. How did he do it? Well, that examining was not that helpful. I'm gonna talk to this person. Esildor. Oh, I didn't mean to just examine you again. Let's talk.
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, all right?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
Wait, wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
So I was just chewing my pretzel over here, but this guy putting some blame on Lynette? Suspicious of him. Also, who is he? Why are we talking about theories with this man? Then wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case?
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Strange sound during the magic show. During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that many audience members heard. I remember that from when I watched the initial cutscene, which was very pretty. I recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it. There was an audible thump, but I figured that was probably just people moving between boxes. Like, you figure there's gotta be some shifting around happening if one person is magically transporting from one box to another. Anyways, I think that was our second clue, which is huge. I'm actually gonna be right back. I'm a little sweaty, so I want to take off this turtleneck. I'll be back in just a few. I'm muted. Hi. I'm back from my break. Also, thank you to Fishy Boilard for the new follow. I much appreciate it. Fellow fish, I'm Honey Garlic Fish Bones. I feel our names have kinship. Okay, so we've found 2 of the clues in this opera house, and now we need to find the 3rd, which we do have hits for, which I do like. I think I'm not near one. Oh, and they show a little check mark when you finish things. That's also very helpful. I wonder if I could talk to this guy who's at the edge of the stage. Looks like I can. Alright, let's get there. Closer. No. You are not the one. Seems like maybe not. I think it's just where the exclamation point was showing up for me. The little magnifying glass. This person, Maurice, member of the guard. What do you have to say? Thank you, Melon.
What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Could you tell us who she is? We're Linny and Lynette's attorneys.
Sure. It's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself.
Can't believe Halsey's in Genshin.
Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troupe members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections.
Kitty.
It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects.
You look so confused. Is it weird? This is Baby Tate. If you haven't seen him, here he is, bouncing around. Say hi to stream.
He's so unhappy.
He mostly just does seem confused. He's been sleepy today. Cat cam! Yes, I wish we had a cat cam. Like our favorite streamer, Charlie So Cool Like does. Would be nice to have that one day. Need to feature him heavily. He's very important. Anyways.
Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troupe at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
For context, if you haven't seen this quest, in Fontaine, women have been going missing over the past, I think, a very long period of time. Occasionally, a woman goes missing.
Occasional woman.
Occasional missing woman. Concerning. But yeah, in this trial, because another woman disappeared, I don't know if she came back or if she's still missing. I think she's still missing. There's a woman missing and a man died who worked for the crew. Also,
Cat.
You stay there, sir. I like you there. I think he feels like he's a little far away from you, though.
He does.
He
He's
looks
really
kind of
confused.
upset.
Sorry.
Cat butt! Thanks for letting us know all of this.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these
So she is
disappearances.
missing. I feel like, Melon, Genshin is just darker in Fontaine. I guess Inazuma was dark too, but I feel like Mondstadt, not dark. Liyue, not dark. Here's information about the missing lady's identity. Halsey is the missing person. She's a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Linny's magic troupe. Genshin is just like Elden Ring. My favorite Souls-like Genshin Impact.
Note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going.
Okay.
Let's go see, shall we?
We can go check on him.
Things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
I wonder if we're gonna get a cutscene. What if something scary is gonna happen? Or Linny's just gonna be like,
Understood.
help.
Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
We've arrived. Who's this?
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and we'll be helping investigate this whole situation.
Navi did the Danganronpa hand again. She walked in and was like, call me Navia!
Oh my god.
It was good.
That's really good.
Also, Tate is begging for Laura's joke right now.
Tate.
I just don't know that he would like that. It's kind of a soup.
He likes soup.
I guess he likes soup.
And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Her sons.
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Here's some screaming children in the hallway.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
Melon, do you hear the audio in the hallway? I'm wondering if I need to get like some kind of thing, mic thing that makes it so that you can only really hear what's very close to you. But I was wondering if it would be loud enough in this apartment or not, that I would need that. I feel like maybe for the hallway audio I do though. Lots of people coming, lots of people going. Anyways, back door isn't the same. Back door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
Wait, does that mean there's another box inside of this one?
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
And he's kind of giving Cheshire Cat with the like cat pin on his
so
hat.
There was a passageway under the magic box.
And this passage linked the two boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what about your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
Melon, do you agree that Linny is giving by? Let me know.
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand. When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
Paimon has a mustache because this is 2010. I feel like playing this game I need to have a mustache drawn on my finger for every time Paimon comes up. It seems appropriate.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who.
That just doesn't seem true at all. You guys look pretty different. Mustache era!
And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
I can tell a lot of thought was put into this.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
I don't really believe you, sir.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
The magic trick. Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work by using a box inside a box. The idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Linny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Meanwhile, having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistants would take charge of on-stage interactions. Okay, so seems fairly simple. Linny and random girl both get in a box, swap sides. It also seems like it wouldn't have taken that long, though. So I'm curious about where they were in the interim. Were they just waiting around in the boxes? What was the loud thump? We have questions. On-stage magic box structure. The magic box on stage has an additional layer to its rear in which Lynette and Linny's clothes remained hidden. She would appear at the end of the magic trick and lead people to believe that Linny had been able to instantly move to the box on the other side. Okay. Audience side magic box structure. The magic box at the center of the audience stand has two layers. Beneath it is an entrance to an underground tunnel. This was how the lucky audience member was meant to have been transported without the audience noticing. I don't think I 100% get what's going on with that, but I get it more or less. And now we can check out this underground area. Examine control board. This guy, I suppose. This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Okay.
Huh. What's this?
A hook?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Lindy didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Dropped hook rope. A rope that has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to one end of the rope. Its use is unclear. Maybe this was the other side of the rope that was burned. I feel like one end of it looks a little darker, but perhaps not. We shall see. And this is a whole mess.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for a trick?
Oh, hi, my nose. It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear. And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Broken flower vase. There are many pieces of a broken flower vase on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely that it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. Was the water ever in the vase? Is the water from the tank? I have some questions. Alright. What was there, something else? Oh, I forget about this handy little key that shows me all the clues.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
That is very suspicious. Why are her clothes here?
Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lindy didn't mention the guest would be having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Also, Paimon's eyes in the glasses.
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Girl, me neither. The young lady's clothes. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. I like the fit, though. These little, like, garter things hanging down. The purple. The ruffle at the end is kind of weird. I think this is kind of like the ruffle they have on Ayaka's dress that I just can't imagine how that would look in real life. It don't make sense, but the vest is cute. The colors are cute. Alright, we saw the clothing. We continue on. Examine tracks. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. Agreed. Not much of a clue, but we observed it.
Sorry.
Miss Laura has COVID. Embarrassing for her.
Oh, outed.
I'm outing her as a COVID haver.
I have COVID. You can hear my COVID.
You can hear the sounds of COVID festering. Examine storage boxes. All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Alright. Speaking of props and costumes, these are cute. I feel like this is that same outfit that that girl in the audience was wearing on this dress form. But we can't examine that. I feel like it's probably just another use of the same asset. Examine trolley. The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. Agree, and I'm also seeing a vent.
What is this place?
The boys are here. Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But
I mean, it looks pretty large. Other than those that go through the magic boxes, and Linny and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Can Paimon write? A question. Tunnel vent. The tunnel vent looks like it could allow 1 person passage, barely. But leaving along with the missing lady seems an unrealistic prospect. Slay, COVID era slay.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Laura started.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Laura started having symptoms for COVID on Monday, unfortunately. And I tested again today and I still don't have it, but we've just been here since then, since Tuesday when we found out she had it. Vibing. Please, Lumine, stop your stretching. Okay, we've seen everything down here. Now we exit. Back it up, back it up. And then return to surface, yeah.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns.
Malus!
Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
Can you hear my kitty using his cat box? His potty house? Oh! He's emerging. You can see him. Dee! Are you doing your business? Hi.
Wow.
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
But maybe the basement leads to the sewers.
The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable.
I still can't believe Cowell died. I feel like Genshin never does that, where they actually kill someone.
No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Okay, but Mel and I was thinking the same thing. Her thighs! I'm like...
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced.
Indemnitium?
The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? I thought Neuvillette called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment. Which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
I don't totally understand what the Oratrice is, but I think that that's probably just because it's been a while since I started this. Yes, you did say that, Melon. Yes, you did. And the Chief Justice is Mr. Neuvillette, who we have and need to build.
Yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Oh, so we're stuck here.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Alright, Silver.
Whoa, whoa! There's no need for that! Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Balanced nutrition? Now's not the time to be picky. Why are you agreeing with that, Heidi?
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
I would like to be taken to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts.
I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
Navia.
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Okay, but I agree with Paimon.
Just kidding, just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
I will not do my best.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Huh?
Ah, maybe Mr. Maloose.
But how?
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Love him for that. Where's he taking us? Bam, Space Laura. Space Laura's a mod?
You're carrying a portable stove with you?
Because there's beef in this chat. Alright, Laura. Jeez.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Must be a Spina di Rosula thing. Navia methodically handles the ingredients and pulls fresh macarons out. They're giant. I don't understand why the little food in Genshin is always massive, but
They're giant cakes.
I am still very jealous regardless. I'm vegan. Alright,
The
Melon.
way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
That's not what Paimon meant, but that's okay.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites and baking like this?
I'm opening a snack because they're eating a snack. I just have little fake bars. Little fake bars. Gluten-free fake bars. They're good. They're no macarons.
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack.
She's right about that.
Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
They're little faces. She has taste.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite, strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Thank you, sir.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Laura and I tried to make gluten-free macarons. I feel like earlier this year it came out really awful.
Down to business.
Did we?
As Paimon mentioned
The little
previously,
chocolate ones.
the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber.
They were really bad. So kudos to Navia being able to make them in the middle of an opera house, a courthouse, and on her portable stove with her little butlers.
However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
bass and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the magic troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia. They smell great! They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
Even if there's a murder going on, whatever, we have snacks.
They are my specialty, after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
Really good. Baby man. Tate, you're a streamer cat now. How do you feel about that? I think you feel suspicious. What am I excited to stream next, Melon? Well, I'm excited to stream Stray.
No, being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count.
I haven't played it, but one of my other friends has, or a couple of them, and I would really like to get to know those robots and that cat. And I also really want to play Cyberpunk 2077 again from the beginning on here, because the new DLC came out, and I feel like to fully see it through, I should start the game from the beginning. And I don't know, I didn't romance the guy romance option Carrie, so I kind of want to play as a man and romance him, even though I'm not the most interested in him, to be honest. But I've heard his route is interesting, and then see through the whole new DLC. I think that would be cool. But I feel like Stray, shorter experience, would be a good preface to a big game like Cyberpunk, which should take a really long time to beat.
Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine if you eat them, Paimon.
Wait,
it's
even
true.
you don't believe Paimon? How could you?
That's true, I do not believe you, Paimon.
If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Luce, set up the stove again if you would.
Huh? What are you doing?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh, there's really no need to do that.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Well, this really is your hobby, huh?
Bobby does a second round of baking macarons. However, the discussion that follows does not yield
That's
much
it for
progress.
snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Probability of third person being involved. Neither Cowell nor Halsey had a motive, but after talking to Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low too. It feels like we don't have a lot of leads right now, unfortunately.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Alright.
Take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Well, now I just gotta wait until the trial on the following day, but I'm not allowed to leave the establishment, so I guess I will just move time forward. Let's see, so I have to wait like a full 24 hours. Let's go until 8:22 the following day. Another game I'm really excited to stream is Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm gonna start a new island on here based on Arcane. League of Legends Arcane, and I'm really looking forward to doing that. I'm sad to erase my island. I've had it for a few years, but I never play it anymore. It feels like time. Time to do the thing. Time to start again. Oof, this place is so pretty. Got a new viewpoint. Nice. I will say Genshin looks better on PC than it does on my PS5, which surprises me because it looks darn good on my PS5. Yes, ACNH! I agree. I got...
The whole situation is so confusing.
I got a capture card, so I just need to get it set up to stream ACNH. I'm nervous about audio. I feel like sometimes people have audio problems when connecting a Switch to stream. So I'm a little bit daunted, but I'm excited to do it. I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Good plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Farina is my sister's favorite character in this game, and any of her favorite characters I'm not allowed to pull for, which makes me feel kind of biased against them. But I do feel like Farina kind of has Jinx vibes, so she's a fellow crazy blue-haired girl, and maybe I love her for that, I don't know. We're paying extra attention to her.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Laura, can I ask you for a favor?
Finally, you're back.
Would you get me a
Well,
different water
how
bottle?
did your investigation go?
I don't want to stand up. This one is empty.
Okay, you want me to refill it?
You can, but you don't have to.
I'll do it.
Thank you. Lenny's back.
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No, we're already very grateful that you are willing to help.
Now, don't you all look disappointed? Don't tell me
Here
that
she
your
is.
investigation
Archon
came out
herself.
empty-handed.
Tate's looking. He's thinking.
That was to be expected, of course.
Look at her two
The
colored
guilty
eyes.
can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session.
All right, Mr. Neuvillette.
Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Lenny clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience
Thank you,
is
Mr.
stunned.
In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
I'm still not sure whether or not to believe Mr. Linney. Since he gives me Cheshire Cat vibes, I'm like hesitant to trust him. But he is charming. I would say I think he's lying, at least about some things.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
The dynamic between Neuvillette and Lady Farina is kind of like he's her dad or uncle. Caregiver, watches over her.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Lenny is clearly lying. There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
The loud thump. He didn't hear the loud thump. Where was he? I'm also liking this cutting, this splicing of characters.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Lenny not know about that sound?
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the oratrice's stance on the trial. I think the oratrice is maybe like the public, the audience's stance.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
The House of the Hearth?
There! Fatui? This is the spoiler that I had heard about.
No wonder they did something like this.
Ruh-roh.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
I don't know, like probably did, Lenny.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
It's not looking good for us as his lawyer.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
I love her internal monologue. It is so Sakura from Naruto. Also Tate. He's just barely in it right now. He's a little tiny corner face. I mean, I'm not saying you should move him because I'm scared he'll get up, but it's pretty funny. Baby man.
It's really silly. He's
Hello.
right in the corner.
I'm glad he's showing his face to the audience.
Me too.
He says, "Get me a cat cam. Where's my cat cam?"
Oh, good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Lenny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Lenny and Lynette are Fatui.
Order! Order!
Gasp.
Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Lenny has concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here. Child, Mr. Tartaglia, is here in Fontaine along with the other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. We ran into Child briefly before all of this, and he didn't have much to say. He was just kind of like, hey, want to hang out? Oh my god, I'm busy, bye. But he didn't seem suspicious. I've been a victim of such schemes before, and now I've been—
Please answer my question, Mr. Lenny.
Thought that was new dialogue.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Oof. Oof. Lenny.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to this.
I like this
sentencing
audience
already.
member's look.
What should we do now?
Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorney.
She's also serving.
What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Lenny's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Okay, backhanded compliment.
In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Very evil of her. While the court is adjourned, you meet with Lenny and Lynette backstage in the opera house. This is awkward.
Well, this is awkward.
He agrees.
I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up. I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Ugh. Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys.
Kind of embarrassing of us, honestly. Like, they were very suspicious. We just met them 2 days ago.
Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Vitui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
They have this, like, in Fontaine, it's like flooding for some reason. It's some kind of old superstition, I suppose. And Lenny and Lynette are trying to help with the slow flooding of the land, and are like handing out these special pockets to people that I can't remember exactly what they do, but they help them in the event of flooding, maybe escape it. And we helped them out with that earlier. Again, it seems a little suspicious. What are they really trying to do? But they're very much trying to play the good guy card, and I wonder what's really going on there.
That's right.
If they're Fatui members.
I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
Why is that about effort? But how can we know this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal.
No!
At least, not in this
Why?
case.
I've done it.
Sorry. Please forgive
For
us.
Paimon.
It's so quirky of you.
I'm so quirky.
It's so quirky.
You both say that, but
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
right. Let's
If
hear
we can
your
get some
answer
honesty around
first,
here.
And no lies now.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask. We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Tate is on a stool right now. I know it's probably a little hard to distinguish it from the floor, but he is on a stool.
No, he's floating.
He is floating. Are you floating? Very talented man. It looks like he's standing on air. I drew a mustache on my finger to be like Paimon. It's kind of small, but I wish I could give it to Tate. Doesn't quite work. Then I really would know that I'll be blind. Okay, and what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
That explains why you didn't hear the thud.
This is so sad. Now you can see he's on the ground again. Maybe he'll come back. Maybe he'll bless us. But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
I mean, I kind of do. I really don't trust the Fatui. And he just clearly lied to us and everyone else.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you. I believe that judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay.
I'll say that. It's kind of
Thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
Is it the other voice? The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back. We're not gonna find out right now.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Linny's statement. Linny claims that he headed to the chamber containing the Oratrice core upon entering the tunnel, and did not witness the crime taking place, and thus did not hear the thud. So he's like outing himself for another crime to try and get out of this crime. The voice in the Oratrice core chamber. Linny claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Oratrice core, within the Opera House's underground structures. It's kind of a mouthful. A lot of words in this here, Fontaine. It's too bad that we're locked in here. I wish we could go do some Ayaka building in the middle of our questing, but no can do. Gotta do this trial. The brief adjournment ends, and the nail-biting trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Ugh, that took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with new inferences. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratrice will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. A Danganronpa minigame. Farina versus Hagi.
Began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley
I like the art, though.
passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed. So Linney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident.
Oh, this paints a really bad picture for Linney. Good thing it's not true.
And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linney experienced and what he saw.
Oh, rare to hear Miss Lumine talk. Alright, Linney entered the tunnel. Identify loopholes. And now we can pick some things. We know he did enter the tunnel, so I don't know that this one is really a lie. He did, I believe, enter the tunnel, so maybe we click on a different one. Linney attacked Halsey. He definitely did not attack Halsey. So I would say maybe that's this, Linney's statement.
According to Linney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Linney kidnapped Halsey. But he wasn't in the tunnel at that time, as we know, because he was busy doing his business. And also, nobody left or entered, so I don't think he could have done that. Maybe this one? No. Could we use this one again? No, we've already used that once. Okay. Maybe we could use the voice?
Linney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Farina is not going to be so happy when she hears about all this. She also hates to be wrong. Linney knocked Cowell out. So, why do we think that this is false? I don't think it would be that. It could be this. No. Maybe it's the clothes?
Linney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linney did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
That's if we know the whole truth. Which we think we do. Let's get Farina's feedback.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
In other words, you believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cowell bumped into Linny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill?
I can't believe it's only 6:30 right now and it's so dark outside. Even though it's been like this for a while, it still always catches me off guard. Anyway.
Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell him! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
I don't know if that was that exciting a point of contention. Also, Mel and I agree, it is so messed up. Here it sets at like 4:30. So awful.
Oh, well,
at least the shortest day of the year was
strident. I'll give you
2 days ago now, so
what
we're making some progress. It gets
your claims.
Sorry, Farina. It gets lighter. 1 minute earlier and 1 minute later every day, so the day gets longer by 2 minutes each day until spring. So we are slowly making some progress towards sun again, but I feel like we're not going to feel any meaningful difference until like February, which sucks. Anyways, do you happen to remember how you refuted Linny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you... You're saying that he wasn't?
These are both very harsh. I wish we could be nicer to Farina because I know she's going to be so upset. Oh, and now I can pick a piece of evidence. Okay. Which is the evidence that Linny wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place? It should be what he said, I think. Tunnel. Probably Linny's statement, I assume. Irrelevant? Irrelevant? Okay, these are all irrelevant. Oh, do I need to... These are all also irrelevant? I like that it tells me that they're irrelevant. Okay, how do I know what's relevant? Oh, do I have to pick one of these three? I see they're kind of highlighted differently. So I can pick information about the missing lady's identity, strange sound during the magic show, entrances and exits to the opera house. Maybe strange sound?
That's right!
I don't know if I'm allowed to get this wrong.
In the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played. To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The murderer was... Alright, why is this Ether and not Lumine? I want to be seeing her represented on the screen here. Select the gear icons in the interface to check the corresponding case questions. Okay. Select answers and fill all the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you've made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. The guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the rope, suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cal in the box. So many words, so much to think about. Okay. If Linny is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Yeah, what about Lynette? Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Linny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of onstage interactions. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Okay, so I can pick one of these things. Who is the only person who could possibly have committed the crime? We have this man. We have this pamphlet. I don't know if...
Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
I don't know, it's hard to say because Halsey hasn't been found. She could be dressed up and masquerading as someone else.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
But he died, so I figure it's probably not him.
Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
Lindy did hear a voice when he was down there, so I'm feeling like maybe a third person. Hypothesis incorrect. This is so embarrassing. Then I guess my
missing person and an ordinary.
My second guess would probably be Halsey because we haven't found her. Her clothes were missing, and because we feel like there was a mystery third person, like maybe she was the mystery third person. No, it was also wrong. Feeling like a noob.
The deceased's name is Cowell.
Then it's gotta be Mr. Cowell, the dead man. I guess it's good that he's the one who died, because he was the villain. I don't feel convinced though.
That can't be right. Are you serious?
I did just say it.
The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth.
Linny World.
What Cowell did.
It's Linny's world and
how
we're
he
just
went
living
from
in it.
Would-be perpetrator to victim.
How can we envisage Linny as having been unable to interfere with the crime?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
That's a good question.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
But we're trying to think about why Linny couldn't have interfered. Maybe let's click on him.
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
It's true. Maybe let's go ahead and guess that. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's 1 of 4. We're picking 4 clues and we're seeing if they all make sense together. Well, that one seems like a must, like a guess.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Yeah, and Linny didn't hear it. Who's the prime suspect currently? Oh, I guess I didn't realize that there was another question being asked, huh?
The deceased's name is
Cowell. Cowell is the prime suspect. Where did the missing... Can I go back and fix this one?
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the
that's
criminal.
how we know there was. I think that did make sense. Where did the missing Halsey go? Tate is currently attacking our door. You know those little like spinny things that you flick? Door stoppers. Yeah. We have noisy ones, and he likes to fiddle with them sometimes. He's very silly.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnels, so she definitely, like, exited somehow?
No one entered or left the Opera House through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
That's a good question.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Maybe we go with
no one entered or left
the lack of entrances and exits? So that's the only thing that was wrong. Okay, I was close.
It would have been tough for both people to fit.
Maybe the clothes are a good clue because they make it seem like maybe she just blended in with the audience afterwards. Nope. Nope. There goes Laura with her knowledge.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would like...
Okay. No? None of them are right. The criminal must have understood the methods behind Linny's magic trick, and must have been in position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cal had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cal and Halsey struggling. Linny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cal to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing they would have been discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Yeah, it's very unclear where Halsey went.
I see how it is. So this was
I feel like she had to have rejoined the audience in some way, or
I thought you had something to show for it, but it seems you're still far from the truth.
Kate's back to begging. I don't know, maybe she's still hiding somewhere in the basement?
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared. Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Magic. Escaping from the water tank. Wait, could it have been the water? There was water in the basement, shattered vase.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Hold on a second. If the
Linny
defense
was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Okay.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Yes.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
So next clue. I still don't know how the water fits in, but you know, this is kind of like how it is in Danganronpa. I don't ever know how it totally is going.
Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
Oh my gosh, is this about Hydro?
Oh, just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I requested that we examine Cowell's personal effects. We might find something there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment.
I mean, you're not very trustworthy right now, Linny, so I don't know if I'm asking you to back me up, but okay. Thanks.
The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him.
It's true. We don't know his background.
But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
Be so cool, like, thank you, Melon. I appreciate you stopping in. I'll see you around. Have a good time at your sister's place, or heading home from your sister's place. I don't know how much longer I'll be streaming. Maybe, probably just until the end of this trial sequence, because it feels like it's going on for a really long time. So we're gonna see how long that lasts. But yeah, thank you very much for being here.
Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
After some time, a guard returns with news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately.
Okay, why didn't we look at Cal's stuff earlier? I think that's a very important question. Why are we just looking at it now? Should that not have always been very important evidence?
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice. The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty.
Okay, so maybe this is playing into the larger women going missing thing. I could see that happening. Maybe they're going missing via hydro.
The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's
very
hypothesis
menacing
is,
guy.
in fact,
I love him for that.
supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
This is shocking.
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
This is Genshin Impact, and I would have to say that the answer is yes.
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Navia's taking her son somewhere.
Mademoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Abandoned.
Order!
Oh! I always want to call it Nuvie, but it reminds me of the silly previews that happen at the movies. There's like a feature where there's a lady named, like, I don't remember what her name is, but she's got this Nuvie thing and she talks about new trailers through it. So anyways, I think that's his new nickname. He's Nuvie.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all.
That's true. I still feel like that could have had to do with the burning earlier.
Let's think about it. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Water from the primordial sea. The liquid the guards found in Cal's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontainians into water. Very concerning. Who is the prime suspect currently?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Definitely still Cal, yeah. What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the dissolution? Maybe the rope?
That strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank.
I feel like maybe he timed the cutting of the rope with his operation, so I could see that being true, but I could also see it being not true. What item did the culprit use to dissolve Halsey? Definitely this stuff.
The primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
What item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime? I think they probably hit the hook.
Rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Oof, two of mine are wrong. Maybe I'll try just swapping these.
The hook rope was
swapping the hook rope for the rope.
The rope that strung the water.
Okay, so the hook was correct, but the rope wasn't. So it's either going to be one of these two.
Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
I do feel kind of suspicious of Lynette because she was in there the whole time.
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Maybe we do this? Oh yeah, there is a hidden compartment. Hypothesis correct. Okay, I've gotten a lot of these wrong. Get some right now.
It's Detective Paimon's time to shine again! In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial sea inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage.
Wow, so she dissolved while still in her box. That's surprising. I figured she would have gotten down into the tunnels and then Cal was just down there and he was like, ha! And he spewed some water on her. But no.
He encountered something unexpected in the tunnel and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links
I don't know if
together
it makes a
a
lot
lot
of sense,
more
but I'm glad they think
confusing
so.
pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Thank you so much, Bushy Word P, for the new follow. I appreciate it.
Now, it
Busy
seems
in the
like
middle
the
of
only
this
point of contention
trial.
remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case.
I still don't know why they didn't look into this earlier.
And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
I don't know. I think that was placed there.
Does this not
I don't think we could trust it.
My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Another one of these.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
She really altered the story, made it her own, huh?
Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
I mean, I feel like we could use some evidence again, but no?
Paimon can't think of anything either. It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale.
Farina girl, why you doing this?
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
He's giving her a look.
Excuse me, everyone,
Oh.
but I must interject.
That's right, Navia disappeared for a few. I wonder where she's been.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance?
I wonder if he's getting anything from this because I'm not.
Come on, Linny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
Do you? Because I don't.
And voila.
Are we doing the trick again? We're gonna do it all over? Oh!
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey?
So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowl. I admit it.
What? Why?
Same, Farina.
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been caught before. But I was noticed at the harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Right, that happened a while ago, right when we first came to Fontaine. Lenny saw a burglary happening, and I guess that was Lillian. The NPCs are so nondescript that I didn't remember that it was her, even after we've seen her a few times, but I believe it.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee, but then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box.
I wonder who's really supposed to be sitting in that seat today.
There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're a practiced hand at concealment, probably. A professional thief could make it work.
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
I don't know, I still feel like we're missing some details, but I think we can make this work. Yeah, now it's time to refute the Hydra Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Alright, going up against Farina once more. Linny entered the tunnel. Identify loopholes. Thinking thoughts. Rope that has fallen to the ground, metal hook that has been tied, random number selector. Okay, so we're gonna do the strange sound again, I think. No? Broken flower vase, young lady's clothes. We know he entered the tunnel though. I'm kind of just guessing here because I'm not really sure what it's looking for. Like, I don't know how I... Oh, maybe I'm not supposed to refute this one. I forgot that last time we only had to refute a few of them. So we know that he did go into the tunnel. Halsey dissolved. That's what we thought happened, but now, in the new way that we're perceiving things, we don't think that she dissolved. It seems unlikely that it was knocked over by a trolley. I agree that that won't be very effective. Random number selector? Let's look at the other ones. Infighting between Linny and Cowl. We don't think that happened. Linny knocked Cowl out. We don't think that happened. And on-stage accident, I think, again, we can't really refute. So Linny knocked out Cowl. We don't think that's true. Maybe that's the rope hook. Nope, still not. Maybe that's the broken flower vase? Nope. Is that the strange sound? No. This is a tough one. Okay. Looking again at the infighting that was happening. I'm not having a lot of luck, unfortunately. This puzzle has me a bit stumped. Oh!
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
Okay. So at least we've got one of them correct. I still think that her dissolving is untrue. Nope. Okay.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Okay, that makes sense. And then Lindy knocking out Cowell. It's definitely not true. The lady's clothes?
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked.
I love that they're taking vibes from a bunch of different detective games and kind of combining them. I haven't played Ace Attorney, but clearly from Ace Detective Paimon, that's what we're going for here, in addition to Danganronpa.
Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard.
I assume the Ace Attorney game started coming out well before the Danganronpa game, so I wonder if Danganronpa was inspired by Ace Attorney as well, maybe for a slightly older audience. Random thoughts.
Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved.
Because she's from Mondstadt, so it didn't work on her. Oh. That's just hitting me. Okay, that makes sense.
He did not
I'm glad
know
she
that
made it.
Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket. Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Sounds pretty good, Paimon. I'm hoping that this time Farina's like, okay, I can accept this. Navi really came in at just the right moment.
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
That's rough, girl. Same
She
with
had
us.
already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
Oh, she's the one who took the 2 missing macarons. It wasn't Paimon.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
This NPC has very sad eyes. She looks kind of droopy.
Bravo! Bravo!
Okay.
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Oof, Dad is mad.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No. I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Farina, you did your best. I'm not mad about it.
Look at that! She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events.
Yes, please do, Mr.
The
Yu.
actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim.
Honestly deserved, sir. Very deserved, Cowell. I wonder if Cowell is the one who's been committing these other murders throughout Fontaine over the years, or... I mean, I feel like he didn't know how to use his primordial liquid very well, so maybe it's something that's been passed around. Maybe there's been multiple. I know that that was kind of talked about at the beginning of all of this.
Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
I don't know, I'm not very excited for them. I still feel pretty suspicious of them now that we've learned that they are indeed Fatui, and did tell us about it, and did have their own intentions coming in here, aside from performing magic. I need the deets, but I want to like them.
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
What will the Oratrice decide? I wonder if Linny did find any information about the Oratrice anyway. I feel like we didn't get the full scoop on that.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Great work, partners. Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
That looked so Honkai. What did you say about?
The, whatever that ticket was that you put in, it looks like the Wishing in Honkai.
Oh, I agree with that. Oh, crossover. I haven't played very much Honkai Star Rail, but I've played a little tiny bit, and I've liked it, but I have sunk many, many, many hours into Genshin, and it's hard to get on another gacha game after this, especially one that is pretty similar in style and vibe. Though it does seem really funny from the writing. In a way, I kind of wish we'd started with that. But I love our characters, so not really.
How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes? I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Coupon Town. Yeah, that's true. I forgot momentarily about the vial that was found in Linny's stuff. But it would make sense if Miss Devon here was part of all of it.
I was just following orders.
Big yikes.
We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes! I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Like a drug?
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about.
Okay, but who is this boss? Who is this boss? Oh god. Oh, this is the man literally dissolving into water. I remember hearing about this when it happened. He turned into water. Trying to talk about it made him dissolve.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
I wonder if this is a Fatui thing, or if we have another agent at play.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
However, nothing is found on the scene apart from the liquid left behind after Vaughn dissolved. I guess that makes sense.
So, we're just going back now?
The problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore. I do also dissolve into water when I get nervous. Same.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
I don't know how to feel about y'all anymore.
Lenny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me.
I kinda don't.
But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't wish to see anyone be falsely accused. I'll say that. It's true.
But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight. I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
And I love her.
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past. Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
Every time I see the back of Lindy's top, I'm like, cut out.
That doesn't seem too bad either.
Slay
roaming the
Lindy.
streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
That's scary. I like Lynette.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans.
The knave is Arlecchino, who is definitely the Fatui member I'm the most excited about and really want. I know she has appeared a bunch more. Mommy, yes, correct. I know she's appeared a bunch more in recent quests, and honestly I haven't really gotten any spoilers about it, so I'm excited to see her. It's crazy that she is their father. Interesting. I'm glad she saved Lynette. I mean, that does say something about her character.
Father,
Also, my earphone just
the
died.
knave might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer.
One dead AirPod. Oh. Only one.
The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
That's all in the past, though. The knave is after the Gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power once she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
But that's certainly not her only goal.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine. And we will always defend our homeland.
Hotel Bouffe d'été.
To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you. I agree with that, Haggy. Sound choice there.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you.
Doesn't mean I dislike Linny, though. I'm glad he told us his story and about how they got involved with Arlecchino. And I like to think the best of Arlecchino, too, since she's a mommy. So I hope that things do turn around with all of them, even though I'm sure they're gonna get heated.
I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right.
I can't believe all of this has been the Act 1 story quest. It's been so big and long.
If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Again, the back view. I would love to pull him.
Bye, Linny!
Paimon really likes him, but Paimon kind of likes everyone. Alright. I've done the thing. I think the game has saved, so I think that is probably all I'm going to play of Genshin this evening. Thank you very much if you tuned in at all. I had a good time playing it. I feel like I've been sort of wishy-washy about Genshin story quests, especially the detective-y ones, since we've had some in Sumeru, like trying to piece together, like in your mind palace, what was going on. I think this is a better execution of it. I feel like they also didn't get too wordy with all the dialogue. I would say I like being able to leave a lot in the middle of quests so that I can like do a little bit of quest, do a little bit of build, do a little bit of quest, and bounce back and forth. I feel like
publishing house
this
has
was
released numerous
very
works that lay out
focused.
military strategy in a simple
That's my
and
complaint
pragmatic
about
way.
it, but
Those
overall,
are my favorite.
I think they wrote it more concisely than a lot of other things they've written. Anyways, I'm gonna go, but again, thank you for watching. And I'll click over here.